Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Tiff, and we're going to be talking about the temporary event questline, the Tarkov Mystery, from the perspective of a casual average player and whether or not it was worth it to get this achievement item, Mr. Kerman's cat hologram. If you're watching this long after the event is over, basically it ran for about a week and a half from May 15th, 2024 to May 26th, 2024, and it was a series of 16 quests that spanned across customs, shoreline, lighthouse, and woods. The end of questline rewards included a unique achievement, a bauble for your Hall of Fame that will persist between wipes, and Lightkeeper's sacred amulet that would make cultists friendly to you. The caveat to this questline is that at a certain point you will need to side with Skier or Peacekeeper, and depending on who you choose, your tasks thereafter will be different. If you chose Skier, you had to kill specific scavs on shoreline, and if you chose Peacekeeper, you would have to kill specific scavs on customs. But what made it interesting is that whoever you chose, the goal was to kill 1 million of these scavs. If the thought of that scares you, don't worry, it was a global goal, meaning scav kills from anyone who sided with your faction would count toward the quest. On May 20th, it was announced that Skier's faction had more scav kills overall, and the remaining part of the questline was announced. But from my understanding, you'd still be able to get the unique rewards even if you chose Peacekeeper. Overall, I feel like the difficulty of the quests were quite reasonable if you're used to Tarkov questing in the first place. Most of the quests are objectives that we've seen before. For example, you might have to eliminate scavs on a certain map, stash an item, or pick up and drop off an item to a trader. The real bottleneck of the quest came from finding everyone's favorite quest item, flash drives. They released a new encrypted flash drive item as part of the event. It looks completely identical to the existing flash drives and can be found in filing cabinets or safes. We did this as a group of 3 people, and overall we ended up needing like 30 flash drives between the 3 of us. This is probably the part that took the longest for our group. Of course, it'll be faster if you run the quest solo since you don't have to share loot, but like they say, the more the merrier. So I streamed the entire process, and I went back to count the number of days and hours we did the event, and the final count took roughly 30 hours across a span of 5 days. This breaks down to approximately 6 hours a day, and I feel like that's certainly more than the average person could commit to gaming if you have a full-time job or other commitments that you need to prioritize. But I think if you know what you're doing and you're soloing the questline, you can knock it out in a couple of hours between 1 or 2 days tops. When our group was looking for the flash drives, we were hitting up filing cabinets on streets but also doing marked runs at the same time. There are much more efficient routes on other maps if you're only pushing to find the encrypted flash drives, but we were also kind of just playing Tarkov to have fun as well. Someone in the group took a day off, so we also backtracked in the questline to help catch our third up to speed. It took us a while to find the Untar scavs on shoreline because it seemed like only one set would spawn per map, and we got unlucky because someone else got to them first, so we would have to reset and go again. Now, to the part that everyone's been waiting for. Was it worth it? To preface, I'm not much of an achievement hunter, but if you like the satisfaction of 100%ing a game, then this is a no-brainer event that you'll want to participate in for sure. The only slight issue is that you only get one achievement for siding with Skier, Peacekeeper, or Lightkeeper. To get around this fact, I actually know some people who reset their accounts so it's possible to get the second achievement in time before the event ends. For me personally, I wanted to do the event to get the trophy because I thought it was cool that it would persist between wipes. When I started doing the event, I actually didn't even know what the item looked like. I think a big contributing factor as to why I had the drive to do the event was that I didn't play that much this wipe except for at the beginning. So I was actually having fun playing the game itself as well. Also, each of the quest objectives was pretty obtainable for me. I don't consider myself a cracked out Tarkov player, but just someone who enjoys playing the game, and I was able to complete it, so I think it goes to show that this event can cater to players of all skill levels. All in all, I think doing the event was worth it. I had fun, and it was nice to have a reason to jump back into Tarkov for a few days. I usually only run streets because that's my favorite map, so it was nice to get a change of scenery since I had to go to customs, lighthouse, shoreline, and woods if I wanted to complete tasks for the event. I would say that the only somewhat frustrating time I had with the event was trying to get my friend caught up to where we were in the questline, but that's not really related to the difficulty of the quests, more so than us wanting the 3 of us to be on the same page before progressing, so that we could all finish the quest at the same time. I actually really like some aspects and mechanics this questline introduced, like the global goal between 2 factions. It was kind of like a race to get more scav kills than the other faction, but it was just unfortunate that Skier's task was much easier, and therefore probably had way more people side with him, so that the kill count by the time that they ended the portion of the quest wasn't even close. Even though finding all the encrypted flash drives was a mild inconvenience, I thought that the concept of decrypting flash drives to extract information was a cool idea, and you could do lots of stuff with that in the future to expand on Tarkov lore. And for anyone watching this in the future, this event was announced at kind of an interesting time in Tarkov history. Arena Breakout Infinite released their closed beta for PC around the same time, and it's speculated that it kind of pressured BSG to release something to pull players back. If you're not familiar, Arena Breakout Infinite is a similar genre to Tarkov, except that it's free to play and it was gaining traction, but it was also after the Unheard Edition fiasco where BSG released an account tier above EOD. The primary pick for owning the Unheard Edition would have been exclusive access to a PvE mode on Tarkov. The announcement faced a lot of backlash, and community members are arguing that EOD should have access to it as well, since one of the promised perks of owning EOD was access to future DLC for free. This move by BSG lost a lot of trust and faith from players within the Tarkov community, and I think a lot of people also stopped playing because they were finally fed up with all the bullshit. Although, this led to a somewhat interesting response because Nikita, the head of studio at BSG, started increasing communication through Twitter and started polling and surveying what the community wanted. Whether or not this is a good decision, only time will tell. To close out the video, I'd be interested to hear if you did the event and what your thoughts about it were, so let me know in a comment below. Last but not least, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe or share with a friend to help the channel out.